wanted to give you guys kind of update on where I am and what's going on in my life and Amber's life and the kids. And it's a special, I know this room seems very bland, but this is a special night for me. And I just want to kind of get to tell you guys, what's going on, because for one, we're hearing from so many people that are in a similar boat as us, or experiencing some kind of loss or grief, and we really have taken on the challenge of talking to some of these people, sharing that empathy, and because it makes us feel stronger, and it helps us to continue to grow in the right direction. As I've mentioned so many times before, it helps us to find meaning, and meaning really is the key to all of this, because life is going to have its share of suffering. Life is going to have its tribulations. That's just what it is. That's the nature of it. And I think once you realize that that's what life is at some level an amount of suffering, and it's how we handle that, and how we come out on the other side, and how we grow, how we choose to grow from something that could really hurt us, or that could be something really dark in our life. That's the meaning of life. That's what it's all about. If you go through life thinking, I got this really perfect life, I got this really good life, look at me on Instagram, everything's great, and you truly start believing that, then the flood's coming. Something bad is going to happen. That's life. And then when it does, and you're in that mindset, when it does, you're going to think that you hit a stroke of bad luck. You're the victim. Life is hard on you. It's not fair for you. God's not fair. God doesn't understand. He's not listening. And that's an easy trap to get into, and it's a bad trap. So instead, we try to focus on finding meaning and understanding that life is going to throw a curveball. Life is going to come at you hard. We'll continue on that path. We've already met with a few couples that have lost a child, just like us, and we've talked to some of these people, and there's been a lot of healing in that itself, I think, for both us and the couples we've been talking to. Amber is more vocal on social media. She's just a lot better at words than I am. So I trust her to kind of lead our one voice. Tonight's a special night. My family, for a long time, as long as I can remember, since I was a little kid, music has been so healing for us. And no matter what we're going through, music has been at the core of my family. And maybe that's why people say, how could you go out and do a show? How could you play a show? How could you get in front of people? Sometimes I don't even know the answer myself, but it's because music is healing, and not because I'm out there trying to heal people, but because the fans are doing that back to me. And for a long time, I played music and made an effort to try to spread a message and try to heal with songs. And now lately, it's been you guys lifting me, no doubt. You guys are doing the healing for me. I see now that it works both ways. But when I was a little kid, we lost my granddad. And my grandmother and my mother, they were huge Garth Brooks fans. And my grandmother, she loved this song called If Tomorrow Never Comes. And when my granddad passed away to lung cancer, that song meant so much to her that she put engraved on his tombstone, "If tomorrow never comes, will you know how much I love you?" And that's the lyrics to that song. And so you can imagine me as a little kid seeing country music engraved on my granddad's tombstone. That's when I first realized just how powerful lyrics were and how powerful songs could be, long before I became a songwriter. Then when I lost my other granddad, I had this song called 5 More Minutes that I wrote. And then when I started playing shows after my second granddad died, that song was part of my healing. And then I lost my dad in 2014. And I had a song called Bury Me in Blue Jeans, and when I would play Bury Me in Blue Jeans, that song would kind of carry me. That would be the moment that I thought about my dad during Bury Me in Blue Jeans. When I lost River, I had released a song a few months before that called Heaven Bound Balloons. I released a music video to Heaven Bound Balloons, and there's so much irony in that song, and me writing that song before I had any idea what was about to happen. I even wrote about my dog that I had, my lab named Rio, which ironically is river in Spanish. And I wrote about Rio in that song in the second verse. And so that song became how I thought about River in these past few shows that I've played. And so tonight, kind of everything came full circle tonight, because we're out here on tour with Garth Brooks. And, the guy that taught me as a little kid what music means and what lyrics, how powerful they can be. And so I just figured we're here in a stadium that playing Heaven Bound Balloons to a Garth Brooks crowd in this stadium tonight. I knew that was going to mean something to me. And it did, to be able to give a little tribute in my own way to Riv was something really special. And I had my brother give me a balloon, a red balloon. That was his favorite color. So at the end of the song, I had Tyler, my brother, walk out this red balloon, and he wrote on it, "Riv, we miss you, we love you," and let it go. And I just standing there at the end of the stage watching this balloon go in a stadium at a Garth Brooks concert. It's really crazy how life could come at you full circle like that. It was a special day, special night.
We rode, we miss you, and we love you. Told them things are great down here. We spelled it out and sent it up, and we watched it disappear. Sometimes I guess you gotta see it to believe it, 'cause right then I knew those blue sky prayers were getting through when we let go of those heaven bound